Awesome. That's great. Good morning again, everybody. And to my Filipino families, Mobuhay. Sawadee krap to my Thai family, Korea family, annyeonghaseyo, and my Indonesian family, selamat pagi, and the Japanese family, konnichiwa. 还有全世界说华语的朋友们，大家早上好，早上钻石好。Very happy this morning. I have this great privilege to share my story with you. So I'm from Melbourne. I'm a 3-star diamond of USANA. And before I start my session, let me share my screen right now. So, 1 second. Okay. Yes, we are ready. So no matter where you are right now, I wish all the best and stay healthy. Take lots of USANA and stay well. And today, what I gonna talk about is act USANA business, and it helped me to get to diamond. So I gonna talk about 4 actions today, and each action helped me to rank advance. So from Go Director, what kind of action I took, and what kind of action I took make me a Ruby Director, and also for Emerald and the Diamond. So are you ready? If you are, let's start. The first one is Go Director. So Go Director, how many of you would love to become a Go Director of USANA? Can I see your hand? All right, yes, great. And thank you. So for Go Director, and what I did, I would love to share with you. Hopefully this will help your business as well. So for me, my original plan for USANA, let me go through this. My original plan with USANA is me and my wife, we both graduated from university. Yes, we started USANA when we were university. And the plan was we find a full-time job and doing USANA by the side. I believe many of you have the same plan as I did. So my full-time job gives me income, and the USANA business gave me some extra income by the side, which I think at that time was a pretty good plan. But later on, one thing changed my plan. Right before I graduated from university, I did a service to my car. Back then, I had a very little car, which also earned from USANA. It's a Nissan, small Nissan, right? And I went to Nissan dealer. I tried to do the service, and the service center asked me to wait in the showroom. And back then, there was one beautiful brand new car just released that year, and it was in the showroom. It's called the 350Z. You know, me and my wife were admiring the car, and then the salesperson came to us and said, "Would you like to have a test drive?" We said, "Why not?" So we took the car out. It was convertible. It was fantastic. Back then, to a 24 years old, a very nice car, a very nice sports car. That means good life. So at that time, I still remember that very day after we finished test driving. After we found out the price of the car, after we went home, we did nothing else but make our first dream board. And when I think about how do I get this car, right? The car at that time was costing 90,000 Australian dollars. So for a fresh graduate from university, we are making around 30,000 after tax. That means for 3 years without spending any money, and that gonna takes me 3 years to buy the car. So which is impossible. I was thinking, what else? What other ways can help me to achieve my dream? So should I start a traditional business? To be honest, for traditional business, 3 years time, if you can get your investment back, that's pretty good already. And I was thinking, how can I achieve my dream within 3 years? The only answer I had back then was USANA business. So I'm gonna show you what I made that day. I remember exactly that year was 2006. That was a long time ago. I went back home. I did nothing. I made my first dream board, and that's exactly how it looked like. I'm gonna show you now. So that was my dream board. That's the exact dream board I made on that day. So I print out my dream and I connect the USANA action with my dream. I said, go director by October, annual income is over 85,000. And what's my action sponsor? I'm gonna talk to 10 customers per week, team sponsor 10 a week, self-sponsor 4 a week, and help Dalan to become a silver or gold. Why? And that's my dream. I remember I print this out and I put it everywhere in my house. It reminds me all the time what's my goal. So ladies and gentlemen, there are two types of USANA associates. One type of USANA associates, they are in USANA. Okay, they join USANA and they stay in USANA, but they are not doing USANA. So they are just in USANA. I think I was in USANA back then until I made a decision. So ladies and gentlemen, I connect my dream with USANA. Dream, D-R-E-A-M. D-R means right decision. After you make the right decision, you put it into emotion, right? You put your emotion into it. And the A means action, lots of action. And the M means money. Money just gonna natural come to you after you did all that. So I think I made a very right decision at that time. We decided not to look for any job after graduation. We decided to start our USANA business once again, full-time mode. So that's our decision. And what's our action? We made another decision is, everybody, I want to show you this formula. There are lots of formula for success, but my formula for success equals to your 100% focus and reduce distractions. So focus, reduce distractions. And for that, I'm gonna share with you what did I reduce, how did I reduce my distractions. So first thing we decide, we quit our part-time jobs, right? We didn't have full-time jobs back then in university, but we had part-time jobs. So we decided to quit our part-time jobs to do USANA full-time. And the second thing we made a decision is to leave our hobbies by the side. You know, we love go to cinemas, we love to have some fun Friday night, and sometimes my two most important hobbies, number one is play video games, number two is play kendo. And if you don't know what is kendo, that's a Japanese samurai martial arts. And I was the captain of my university kendo team back then. So that's my great hobby. I still remember I polished all my armor, all my sword, katana for the very last time. And I tell myself, if I don't achieve my goal, I will never touch this again. So that's the decision we made. We reduce our distractions. And also we put in lots of actions, 100% focus. So for Go Directors, I believe everything is about actions, actions. What did we do? We talk to people every day. So we make a goal, we're gonna talk to 5 people at least every day. So every day I still remember from the morning 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. We have a break, then around 8 to 10, sometime 10 to 12. So every day, minimum, we're gonna visit 5 customers. We talk about health and freedoms all the time. So I don't know if you had experience like I did. When you talk too much about, when you talk too much, then your brain lack of oxygen. And sometimes while you are talking, especially after lunchtime, you fall into a nap very quick. You was doing health and freedoms and you suddenly goes like that. I don't know whether you had the same experience as I did. That happened to me a few times. And surprisingly, every time it happened to me, I was so afraid. I was thinking I'm taking USANA. I cannot show my weakness. I cannot show my tiredness in front of my customer. But every time I wake up and I see my customer still listening, my customer still nodding, and that means my mouth is still talking. So my brain shut, but my mouth still talking. And that's when you do one thing so many times, it just become natural, flowing out. So at that time, I know I definitely can become go director, can achieve my goal. So success equals to 100% focus, reduce distractions. So that's what we did back then to become a go director. And I wish this massive action idea can help you as well. So the second thing, let's talk about Ruby director. Who wants to become a Ruby director? Let me see your hands. All right. So talk about our Ruby journals. It's really about stepping out of our comfort zone. After Go Director, I believe some of you might find the same thing as I did, because you're pretty much out of your name list and you run out of people to talk to. But at the same time, you need to build a new team, right, for Ruby Lag. So we were thinking, how can we find the new people? And we need to try different things. So we need to be very creative. And we really need to step out of our comfort zone. So we did a few projects back then. I still remember we did a survey on the street. We make the cash flow survey, right, based on rich dad, poor dad. We say, are you interested in financial freedom? Have you read Poor Dad, Rich Dad? Do you, if there is an opportunity, would you like to know more about it? So we did a survey on the street. I remember there was once, right? We just pick random people if they are waiting for the bus or waiting for the train. We just gonna go to say hi. Would you like to spend 2 minutes do a survey? And then ask them to answer the question and ask them to leave the contact informations. I remember there was one day I was on the street and I asked one, I see one gentleman sitting there waiting for the train. So I sit down next to him and I asked him, can you do a survey for me? You know what did he say to me? He said, hey, Dalan, I'm in your organization. I'm your Dalan. So that was a funny moment. And I prospected my Dalan on the street. But anyhow, we did other project like letter jobs. We tried everything. You just need to be creative. To be honest with you, most of the time it doesn't work. But you just have to try. If you never try, you never know. And the one thing really worked for me, I'm going to share with you the next action I took. It's cold calling. So I was thinking what kind of people I should talk to, right? What kind of people, what kind of jobs has something to do with our business? In the health industry, with sales experience. And then I'm thinking, yeah, why don't I talk to all the personal trainers? And back then, there was this kind of a big gym and they have lots of franchise. And each franchise, they have a personal trainers working in there. And I can get their contact informations. So at that time, I decided, okay, what I will do is I will visit all the different franchise of this gym and collect all the name card of personal trainers and making phone calls to these personal trainers and to prospect them. So that's what I did. I put on my sports gear. I went to different gym, and the only purpose was collecting their name cards and taking photos of their, photos, so I know how they look like. And I tried that for 2 months. And for the entire 2 months, I called more than 120 personal trainers. So this project lasts for 2 months. Every week, I call around 10 personal trainers. And yeah, I called 120 personal trainers. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can take a guess. How many people actually said yes to come out to see me? Or they willing to listen to my presentations? Give me a number. How many you think? The people actually come out and they see me. Oh, one, that's a 10. Come on, everybody. I'm a 3-star diamond from Usana. I can do better than that. Out of 120 people. It cannot be zero. Someone said zero. It cannot be zero. If it's zero, there is no more story, okay? Yes, so I wish 100. Out of 120 people, actually 30 people said yes to listen to my presentation. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Those people say 100, but actually it was 30 people. They came out. And how do I call them? I'm going to show you. I give you the script. How do I call them? So hope this can help you to call some personal trainer as well. So first the thing I will say, hey, my name is Dalan. I'm from your gym, right? If they heard you're from their gym, they think you're going to do personal trainer with them, right? So they're pretty happy to talk to you. So I say, hey, my name is Dalan. I'm from your gym. Today, the reason I call you because my company, right, I always position myself as the boss of the company. So I say my company, right? My company, Usana, expanding business in Melbourne area. And we are looking for health profession, people like doctors, people like nurse, and people like personal trainers, right? I categorize them as doctors and nurse, so make them feel better. And right now we have a very special business deal to offer to you, right? So I need a half an hour of your time. So when are you free? Wednesday or Thursday? We can sit down and talk. So that's my script I gave to you, right? Hope this can help you as well. And 30 people said yes. Okay, take a guess again. How many people actually bought product? We don't talk about them join. How many of them actually bought product from me? You know, customers. Customers are very important to our business. I'm gonna talk more about customers later on in my other actions. Wow, 30 people come out, 30 of them. Wow, impressive. You have a very good expectation from me. Yeah, to be very honest with you, only 5 people bought products. And it's not like a big number, right? They just want to try maybe one bottle of percosamine because they are personal trainers, they look after their joints. And some of them maybe buy one bottle of policy. You know, it's a small products and only 5 customers. And you can see out of 120 people, majority time I received was rejections. 30 people came out to see me. That means 90 people didn't even pick up my call or said no to me, right? But does it matter? It doesn't matter. So I receive lots of rejections every week, but I'm ready, right? I was ready. And then guess how many people joined my business? How many business associates joined my business after this project? Oh, incredible. This one is incredible accurate. You did a great guess, everybody. So after this project, out of 120 people, only 2 people joined my business. Only two. 2 people joined my business. You know what's funny? And one of them said to me, your son of business is not for me after 1 month. So after 120 people, 2 people joined my business and 1 people quit after 1 month. And the 1 people stayed. And this 1 people stayed. And that's the 1 people. That's the photo I took on that day. I went to the gym in my exercise gear and I took photos. People always ask me, what make you make another phone call after so many rejections? You know, ladies and gentlemen, I have that little hope inside of me. I was thinking, what if the next one is my leader and I didn't make the call because I was upset by all those rejections? So I always think, what if next is the right one? What if next is the right one? So I always have the hope. And when I talked to Danny, that was very funny. I shared the story with you. After so many rejections, I feel upset. No mistake. I do feel upset, but I still keep going. And then when I called Danny, Danny said, okay, I have 10 minutes for you. So tomorrow, 11:50, I finish my client. And at 12 o'clock, I have another client. I have a 10 minutes break for you. Are you coming? So ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes. I never did a presentation within 10 minutes. So what do you say? If this happened to you, are you gonna go? Because from my place drive to his gym, it takes about 40 minutes one way. So 1.5 hours drive just for 10 minutes. And based on my past experience, I was rejected so many times. Now there is a very big chance I was rejected again. So ladies and gentlemen, what's your answer? Are you going or not? Never give up and go. Great. Exactly. If there is one little hope, I gonna take it. Even though I never tried doing a presentation within 10 minutes. So I made my decision, I dress up, and I drive 40 minutes to his gym. He finished 11:50, and they sit down with me. And I take my Health and Freedom, and back then was a newspaper, the flip. And I did the fattest presentation in my life, right? This is USANA, Dr. Murray West, this is the products. And when I finish presenting the product, I look at my watch. There is only 1 minute left, and I haven't talked about business part. And at that time, I say, what can I do? I just have to pushing on, right? I talk about this business is network marketing. And then he stopped me. He said, network marketing, what is it? I was surprised. I say, well, you want to know more? He said, yes, because I read lots of books and they talk about network marketing. And I don't know how it works. And I would love to know more. I goes, wow, that's great. So I close my newspaper. I look at my watch, less than 1 minute. I say, you know what, Danny? And we have another presentation coming up next week, Monday night. Are you free next Monday night? He said, yes. I said, come to our Health and Freedom Business Seminar and see more for yourself. And Monday night, he came and he listened to the presentation. He joined the business straight away after that presentation. And based on that, we start building a team, and that create my Ruby organization. So ladies and gentlemen, 2 months project, 120 phone calls, more than 90 rejections, right? And the people tell me, I lost your information, I lost your booklet. Some people, they don't even pick up my phone call anymore. They don't return my message. And some people join my business and quit after 1 month. But it doesn't matter. We only focus on those good people. Sometimes even it's one person. And that helps me to build my Ruby organization. All right, so that's my Ruby business. Next, we talk about Emerald. What kind of action I took to become an Emerald director. So after we become a Ruby director, life is getting better. Our income is getting better. Organization is doing great. But at that time, we had our other challenge, our family. So whose challenge is related to your family members? For me, it was my parents. They say, well, you already graduated from university for a while, and you haven't found a job, and you are doing your network marketing thing. We don't reject, we don't object, right? But we do wish you find a good job, right? Otherwise, my parents, they spend a lot of money sending me study in Australia. At the end, they don't want me just to do a network marketing business. For Chinese, it's about saving face. when their friends ask them, what your son doing in Australia? They don't want to say they are in a network marketing company. So I think they have a perception about this industry. And I also have another thinking. I was thinking, you know what? Uh, that's what happened. My parents, my mom is doing one thing, my dad is doing one thing, and me is doing another thing. So three of us, our time, our energy were divided in different directions. So what if we can combine our resource, we can combine our focus, we can combine our energy on one thing? Wouldn't that be great? So that was my thinking. And so I was thinking, I said yes to my parents. Okay, no problem. I will look for a job. But, but underneath that, I'm thinking, how can I convert my parents into my business partners? So then I think about one thing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the same thing happens to you. If it's not your family, it might be other challenge. But we always need to have this mentality. How can we change the challenge into our opportunity? Is that right? So I want to change my challenge, which was my parents, into opportunity to make them my business partner. So I know I'm not strong enough to do that, right? And I need to leverage. Leverage on what? I remember that year there was a Hong Kong convention for Asian Pacific. So I was thinking, how can I bring my parents to the Hong Kong Asian Pacific convention? I want to leverage on that. So what I did was I called them to invite them to the Hong Kong Asian Pacific convention. They come in or not? Of course they don't. They say, well, we don't have time, we are not interested, all those excuses. So I was thinking, okay, how can I bring them there? So what I did, I share you with my strategy. And I bought their convention tickets, I bought their air tickets, and I bought their hotels, right? I just book everything, I pay for everything. Then I gave them another call. I say, daddy, mommy, right? It's been a while. We haven't had the family holiday. Why don't you come over to Hong Kong and we have a family holiday? Everything was paid for. At the same time, you can come to see what your son is really doing, right? You can come visiting our convention, maybe just for one session, not even for one day. But you can see what kind of company your son is working with. And everything I already paid for. If you don't come, money wasted. So for Chinese family, that's very important. I believe for every culture, it's the same. Parents, they don't want to waste their son's money, right? And I say, I pay for everything. You don't come, it's gonna be a waste. They say, okay, we will be there, just like that. And it surprised me so much. I remember at that time, they were sitting first row, right? First row of the convention. I was pretty lucky. I can get them the good seat. And for the entire 3 days, they were sitting there, listening to the translator, right? And then they experienced the 3 days. I was thinking maybe one session they already had enough, but they stayed there for 3 days, the entire convention. And also they joined our meeting after meeting. They meet all the amazing leaders around the world. I introduced them to everybody, and they were so happy. And I remember at the end of the convention, right, that night, after we finished everything, we went back to hotel. It's already around midnight. And next morning, my air flight was around 8 a.m. And I need to be airport at 6 a.m. I haven't packed my bags. And then my parents gave me a call. They come to my room. I said, well, mommy, daddy, tomorrow morning I have a flight, early flight. I really need to pack up. And they were so firm. They said, come to my room. I said, okay. And then I went to their rooms. They opened the door. I was shocked. I was surprised because they are not tired at all. Their eyes was so big, widely open. And then the first thing they asked me was, how do we start our USANA business? Oh, wow. So at that time, I know our family gonna work towards one direction. So that's what happened to my parents. They joined USANA back then, and then we become business partners. Of course, there are challenges working with your families, but there are more journeys and more achievements you're working with your families. So the whole family working towards one direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how I build my Emerald organization. It's through families, family business. And there is nothing, I think there is nothing better than your family start to enjoy your sauna, the healthy lifestyle, right? And but pay attention to one thing. I don't have enough energy or power or influence over my parents. But USANA has an amazing opportunity USANA has. That's why I think a conference is so important. If next time you want to convert your families into your business partners, I think a Korea convention next year would be a great opportunity for you to do that. And I cannot wait to see everybody next year in Korea for our AP conventions. All right, so the last one is diamond directors. How do we become diamond directors? And we did one little thing, but it's very powerful. And this one little thing, everybody knows about it. Everybody, right? So right now you listen to me, everybody in front of the screen, you know this little action. I did this one, and I believe everybody can do it. So, but most people neglect the power of these little actions, and that is referral. Okay, referral, everyone. And I like to share my little story with you about the referral. And that little action helps us to go to diamond level. Okay, everybody, you do have customers, right? Everybody have customers. And customers is very easy to start with, especially if you are new to your sauna business. And do you have customers? Do you have customers like I experienced? You know, there are certain type of customers, they just buy one product from you every month, which is great. And I try to talk to them about, you know, using more different products, but they just buy one. For my case, that customers only buy one set of Cell Essential every month for 2 years, which is good. Great customers. But I try to talk to him about, you know, using other products. They say, well, my budget is very limited. And I tried to convert him to do business. But he said, well, I'm pretty happy with my job. I work as a nurse, right? I love my lifestyle. So I love my job. And that's fair enough. So the last thing I did, the last thing I could do was to ask for referral. So which I did. And for the referral, I asked him, I say, well, you know, after 2 years, you become friends, right? They come to you every day, every month to pick up one set of Cell Essential to save the shipping fee. So they came to you, which is good. You know, we have a personal connections and we became friends. So I asked him, I say, well, do you have anyone you can refer to me? You like the products, you like my service. Do you have anyone you can refer to me? He said, well, you know what? My son has we're gonna organize my son's first birthday party. So I'm gonna invite all my friends, colleagues, and to my house. Why don't you come over? I can introduce everybody to you. I say, that's great. So we bought a gift, we prepared, we dressed up, and then we went to his birthday party. It was good. It was so many people. So there are over 100 people, and he introduced everybody to us. So everybody, when we have conversation, they ask us what do we do. We always say the same thing. We do Yusana. So every time I go to any kind of gathering, people ask me what do I do. I tell them straight up, I do Yusana. So there was one lady. Her name was Sandy, right? My customer introduced this lady to me, Sandy. And Sandy is around 64 years old. And Sandy was the head of a nurse department of Monash University, Monash Hospital, which was one of the biggest hospital in Australia. And it happens to be in Melbourne. So Sandy been working as a nurse for more than 30 years. And we had a conversation, right? Sandy, I talked to her, and she asked me, what do you do? I said, I do Usana. She goes, I joined the Usana in 1998. I goes, wow, 1998. She said, yes. And Dr. Mary Wins actually came to Melbourne and did health and freedom to us. I goes, wow, this is one of the kind, right? Dr. Mary Wins actually did a presentation to her. And I asked her, what happens after that? She said, back then was a bunch of doctors and the nurse, all the health profession. And all we did was study products. So the more we study, the more we need to learn. There are so much scientific research, and we try to explain this to our customers, but it was very hard to do because one product we explain it takes about half an hour. Imagine one product half an hour, and for all Usana products, they're gonna take a long time. So I tell her I don't really explain products that much. I mainly explain the business model, right? The products I also explain, but not as deep as you do. She asked me, okay, so what level are you in Usana? I tell her I was an Emerald director. She went, wow, I never seen an Emerald director in my life. She was very impressed. She asked me, how do you do it? I say, if you wish to know, you come to my house meeting, right? I organize presentations, small group in my house. And there is one coming up next Friday. If you're free, feel welcome to come. And actually she did. I remember that night. She came to my house with my other two friends, right? And the other two friends was a couple. And I doing my presentation in my living room. And before my presentation finished, it's not finished yet. Sandy jumped out of her chair and put her hands up. I want to join. It surprised us. And we never see such an energized, right, grandma. So she said, I want to join. We say, okay. And after that night, she joined my organization, Sandy. And my two other friends also joined. All because Sandy jumped out 5 minutes before my presentation finished, and Sandy became the upline, and my other two friends become her first downlines. So, but story not finished yet. Sandy really wants to do the business. I ask her why. She tells me she worked as a nurse more than 30 years, almost 40 years as a nurse. And she don't know when she can become retired. Because if she retired, her income wouldn't match her lifestyle, cannot support her lifestyle anymore. So she really wants her retirement. And that's what she wants. I say, okay, let's work towards that. And Sandy, every time, she is great, but every time after work, she came to my presentation, she came to my training. Remember, she also works, right? And she always tired. She always fall asleep. It's very hard for her to keep up with my presentation or my training. And I think, okay, let's look at her strengths. What's her strengths? And Sandy tell me, I discovery, and also we had a discussion. And Sandy say, well, my strengths, I think I can bring everybody to your presentation. because I'm the head of the nurse department. So everybody, I ask them to come, they have to come, whether they like or not. I said, great, that's a great advantage. Let's leverage on that. So every week, Sandy will bring four to five people to my presentation. And there was one day I remember very clearly, she brought two Filipino nurses to my presentation. And those two Filipino nurses, they are two beautiful young men, right? They came to my living room, they sit there, everything was crossed. The hands crossed, leg crossed, eyes also crossed, everything crossed. And they say, well, we have lots of this kind of things in the Philippines. It's a pyramid scheme, all those traditional objections. You know what I'm talking about. I say, it's okay, you are here already, so why don't you just listen to the presentation? And then I did the presentation. After my presentation, they, they all became very interested. So one of the nurse, his name was Danny, another Danny. And he said, tomorrow I will bring my wife here and she will look at all the products and the business. If she agrees, we will start the business. Sure, welcome. And the next day, they came to my house. They liked the idea. They decide to join my business. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my associate Danny and Rachel. So Danny and Rachel, they were from Philippines. Danny was a very successful businessman in the Philippines. Rachel is a very successful politician in the Philippines. And both of them are from Davao City. They moved to Melbourne. They have one dream. It's for their two beautiful kids to go to professional golf school. Australia has some of the best golfing school around the world. So right now, their two kids already, they're very good at golf and enjoy their golfing school in Australia. So then we decided to expand the business into Philippines with Danny and Rachel, and they became a co-director of USANA. And at that time, we built our diamond business. So that's how we build our diamond business. If you say my leaders came from Sandy, right? Sandy is a nurse, the head of nurse department, and Sandy came from one of the customer just buy one set of Cell Essential every month, no more, no other products for 2 years. But we did one little actions. This little action very powerful, and I believe everybody can do it. But most of the people neglect and didn't do it. So I recommend you do more. Ask for referrals. You never know. So your customers can give you business leaders if you do the right thing. So ladies and gentlemen, today I share my actions, how it helped me to become a diamond. The 4 actions. And I believe everybody can do those 4 actions. All you need to do is go out and do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the conclusion of my training today, and I wish you all the best and see you at diamond level. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, Darling. It's a very, very inspiring sharing. We all really enjoyed it. And I totally love your initial action by giving yourself a very, very clear goal on when you want to achieve your goal director with a breakdown of action and things that you need to achieve on the daily and on the weekly basis. Okay, it's very precise because these are the things that will give us a very clear direction to keep us going. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember that a true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer. There are no secret to success. It is a result of focus, reduced distraction, hard work, referral, and learning from failure. So don't be afraid of failure because that is an opportunity for you to